Hi, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hey.
What's going on?
Yeah, Steve, my youngest brother. My youngest brother from England.
This feels a bit weird, doesn't it?
It is a bit weird. I want it to be weird.
Okay,
I want it to be very, very weird.
Fine.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
So you've been over visiting the family.
Yeah, been over. Today's 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, we fly home this afternoon.
How's your trip been in America?
It's been good. It's been a while since we've been in America.
Yeah.
I think it's been about 6 years maybe, so before COVID.
Yeah.
And it's always great to come back.
Yeah.
Like, America has some backwards tendencies.
Yeah.
But equally, there's some things here that are just brilliant to see.
So maybe that's a good place to start. So after being here 2 weeks, it's not your first trip to America.
No.
My first question is a pretty obvious one, and it's why do you like country music?
Country music is just chilled. And I think America has this persona that it's a fast-paced country, but actually it has a lot of love for country music, which is a very slow-paced.
It is.
So I think from my perspective, I feel like a lot of Americans, in their head, they want to be fast-paced, but reality is they're slow-paced.
Yeah, I think there's some truth to that. I think in America there are all things. There are definitely all things. So your wife, has she had a nice trip?
She has, yeah. I mean, she's currently sunbathing. Like her, it was having time with the kids and catching some sun.
Very nice. So when you get home, what are you going to do? Where do you live in England these days?
So we live in a little village just south of York, up in the north of England. Lived up there now maybe about 15 years.
That's where the little twang in your accent comes from.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, my father-in-law would probably dispute it, but
Yeah, he's very Yorkshire.
He's very Yorkshire, and he gave me the official. I can call myself now a Yorkshireman.
What do you have to do to pass that test?
I think just marry a Yorkshire lass.
You do?
Yeah.
How has that been, by the way? What is it like being married to a Yorkshire lass?
Yeah, it's well, I've got nothing to compare it against, really. Yeah.
We have a region down here, down south, along the coast. There's a bunch of people that are called Yats. It's because they say, we're Yat. And so we refer to them as Yats. Very strong-willed women is what they are.
I guess they have similar tendencies to Yorkshire women.
Yes.
I guess that's maybe why my wife likes coming here.
So I learned something about you while you're out here. You are an accomplished author. So I've got a vision now of you sitting in Yorkshire and just writing, looking out of windows at the beautiful English countryside. How off is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a book that you know it, I guess. It's so I'm a paramedic by training.
Yes.
That's my second career. And there you go. There's some people go by now.
Yeah.
And
I don't think you can hear that on these microphones. They're very good.
So what I wrote was like a medical textbook. They're for ECGs, so there's scans of the tracings of your heart.
Okay.
And they are reference guides to help paramedics interpretation.
Okay.
So EMS out here.
But you wrote the book. So you're a
Yeah, I wrote
author.
them. Yeah. I get my names on it, which is quite cool, I guess.
Did you put that on a business card, like a paramedic and author?
No, I'm not. I don't need business cards right now.
don't
It's
need
just
business cards.
it's one of those things. Occasionally, people send me a picture like, "Is this you?" It's like, "Yep."
I am a published author. So tell me about your job, because your job is really what I wanted to talk to you about. You're paramedic, but that's a little humble. So tell me about your job. What do you do?
So I'm a paramedic by training. Currently, since August last year, August 25, I became what we now term as the Advanced Paramedic Clinical Lead for North Yorkshire. So it's a very privileged and a very honor. Like, I'm very proud of what I do, because I am now accountable for, and I'll use the American terminology, I'm now accountable for all of the EMS patient care for North Yorkshire. So that's about 350 to 400 members of staff.
So what does your typical day look like in that role?
Well, that's a lot of people ask me that, and it varies. It's a mix of emails. It's a mix of responding to incidences, answering your telephone. It's a great role because no 2 days are the same, and that's honest. You know, when I was a paramedic, I could say, I'd turn up, I'd book on at 6 a.m., I'd wait for my radio to go off, and I'd go to my first patient.
Yeah.
And that would be my day. I'd just go to patient after patient after patient until the end of my shift. Now, my contract says 9 to 5, but a friend of mine said, our workload far exceeds the hours allocated.
Sure.
And so based on that, I try and how like I go through different weeks on my diary being organized different ways. It works, it doesn't work, I need to change it. And I think my role is more about objective setting. What's my short term? What's my long term objective? That then dictates what I do in my day-to-day role.
So, of all the things, and you've done other things as well, what is it about that line of work that interests you? Because it sounds pretty
I became
crazy.
I became a paramedic. You know, you ask a lot of EMS folk like, why do you do what you do? You know, and I always say the cheesy answer is to help people. Mm-hmm. You know, we help people in our day-to-day life. You help people by promoting their businesses. You know, I became a paramedic to educate.
Okay.
And that could be educating the patient on how to live. It could be educating my colleagues on development. It could be educating leaders above me in being a follower. And so for me, it's about my day-to-day life, I guess, to answer your previous question, is what do I do to educate people?
Okay, so I wanted to ask you what's the most gnarly stuff you've ever seen, but perhaps a better way of putting that would be, are there things that you've changed in your life, rules that you now have, that you have adopted based on events that you've seen at work? For example, do you ride a bike with a helmet or without a helmet?
Always with a helmet.
Always with a helmet. Are there other little things in your life that you've changed, rules you have now, that because you saw some stuff and you were like, whoa?
Never go on a trampoline.
Never go on a trampoline.
Not going on a trampoline anymore. And unfortunately, my kids, you know, they want to go on trampolines.
Yeah.
But I'll let them go on it. But like, yeah, safety comes out on that.
Yeah.
And same with bikes, helmets. You know, safety on helmets. I guess.
Can you give us a little taste, like when you say because you're like helmets, helmets,
like just before I came here, like my little 2-year-old was on a bike. One of your girls put him on the bike. He didn't have his helmet on. He wanted to pedal. He couldn't reach the pedals, and she was about to push him. And I was like, no, he can't ride a bike yet. Like, he hasn't got his helmet. He can't ride a bike. No.
So I have this theory, right? I believe that the natural state of man is naked in a forest being chased by wolves. Okay. I believe that human beings are incredibly fragile, although we kind of live our lives like we're not. I mean, how else could we? We couldn't get up and do anything if we realized how fragile we are. Do you share that same perspective?
Yeah, so I did a documentary. My previous career was in media, and one of my final pieces of work was a documentary. Okay. And my final project was following a circus. It was one of the last traditional British circuses that had animals.
Okay.
And it was awesome. And it was a 6-week project where I traveled with the circus. Mm-hmm. And you know, we talk about safety now, but I am all about pushing yourself to your limits.
Okay.
But you need to have a safe environment to be able to push yourself. You need to have that safety blanket. Mm-hmm. Now, this trapeze artist, she was only like in her early 20s. And I said to her, you know, she was doing these high-flying aerobatics with no safety on it. And I said to her, and she'd fallen, you know, like feet, like I don't know, like 50 feet, she'd fallen to the floor before and she'd broken limbs.
My stomach's turning a bit.
And I said to her, I said, you know, in this interview, I said, why do you do what you do? And her comeback, to her response, like, stayed with me. And she just said to me, Steve, when I die, I want to go into the box knowing my body has been used. And that kind of stuck with me. And I was like, how do you take that kind of mental model and in today's world? Because today's world is full of people who they're adrenaline junkies. They just do stuff when they know they shouldn't be doing stuff.
Sure.
But I think we can push ourselves to our limits in quite a safe environment. You know, I was born with really bad hearing. And you'd think, you know, one of those sports that you can never do is scuba diving. Yeah, I've now been a scuba diver for about 12 years. You know, with hearing that, you know, and a doctor said to me, Tom, you can't do it, you can't do it. But in a quite a safe environment, I achieved what I needed to achieve.
Well, you put me in the pool and put some oxygen tanks on me.
Yeah.
Neutral buoyancy is quite an experience. That breathing in, you go up, breathing down, it's very cool. So there's a lot of talk about safety, which is very important. Could you please introduce Safety Steve? Who is Safety Steve?
So this year traveling over here marks 10 years from when we first came over.
Yes.
You know, and when we first came over to see you, me and you went to a safety conference in New Orleans.
Yes, we did.
You were doing some filming.
Yes, we did. Now, you were supposed to have left. I took the week off because you and Tash were doing like a world tour of America or something,
Yeah.
and we were the tail end of it. So I took a few days off, and then that was when Houston got hit by that storm. Your planes were grounded, and you couldn't leave for like a week. And so now, boom, I have to go back to work, and I'm like, come with me.
Yeah, so we went to a Safety Plus conference in New Orleans.
Yes.
And I mean, I've been to safety conferences.
Sure.
We call it health and safety. America calls it Safety Plus.
Yeah.
So we'd done like a day or two's filming, and I was getting a bit bored.
Yes, you were.
You know, and I was going around these stalls, like, hey, just chatting to people.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, wow, you're English. Talk to me. Just talk. Right. And I was like, okay, well, what does Safety Plus mean? And on the journey, I remember this, on the journey home with you from New Orleans, I was like, Stu, like, do you remember the 90s like sitcom, who's
Harry Enfield.
Harry Enfield, that
Yes.
was it. Harry Enfield.
Loads of money.
Exactly. And so then we just created Safety Thief.
Safety Thief.
And I used to, people would say to me, you can't take the mickey out of people's lisp. Well, I used to have a lisp.
Yes.
Quite a strong lisp. So for me, I'm like, well, I can. Because I've had it,
Yeah, sure.
So Safety Thief was created.
It was.
And the following day, like, you were like, yeah, this would be great, but you were working. And I was like, I'm bored, I'm gone.
Yeah, I wasn't going to make it work. You're like just hanging around with this alternate persona, which every time you did it, I'd burst into tears laughing at you.
So I got a lanyard created for Safety
Yes, you did. You went up to that pretty lady handing out bags and says, hey, excuse me, could you do a favor for me, please?
And so Safety Steve was created.
Yes.
And that day we went around the conference and we spoke to people and said, what does Safety Plus mean to you? And people gave me legitimate answers. And I was just like, it was crazy. Like, Safety Steve does New Orleans.
So we have an alternate personality that runs through the family now. All of my kids, if you go, they know what's coming.
Yeah, and Sam, Sam loved it. And so I took Safety Steve back to the UK, brought some new garden tools, and I made Sam videos. Safety Thief.
So what are your views on schizophrenia?
We've all probably got a little bit of it.
Yeah, I think we probably do. So I created a few list of questions here over the last couple of weeks, knowing that there might be a chance to sit down with my youngest brother, which I'm thrilled about. I'm just going to fire some of these, like a quick fire. You ready? Yeah. Here we go. So who's your favorite sibling?
No comment.
Oh, come on now. Does it bother you that my children use vernacular like y'all?
That's just an Americanism.
It's a southern thing.
I don't know. Like, we've got friends in Baltimore, and they have their own
Where's
quirks.
Baltimore?
Up in the north of America.
Baltimore. Sorry, Baltimore.
It's an Americanism.
Yes, it certainly is. As a citizen of a culture whose government is really good at propaganda, what is your opinion of EVs?
I mean, I guess I'm biased because we do have an EV.
Yes. Which one do you have, by the way?
We have a Tesla Model 3. And we got it. It was when in England the second-hand market was booming.
Yes.
I had a decent Volvo that we managed to make £5,000 on, £5,000 on. Yeah. And because of that, we brought an EV. A friend of mine said to me years ago, like, if you have the opportunity to buy an EV, just buy it. See what it's like. Okay. Like, do you a little bit for the environment. I've got 2 kids.
Do you think that you're doing it for the environment, though?
No, I mean, I've got a Tesla. It's like a go-kart. It's so quick. It's got a great entertainment system. But now I've had it for a few years. Like, the next car we're going to buy is probably going to be a hybrid. Or, we might even go back to diesel. Just because
How are you going to feel like about the environment when you do that?
Good, because I'll just switch off the light.
Okay, good. Good. So when I officially left the UK for good, you took me through a walk through a park and you told me to get a hobby and make time for myself. How am I doing?
I mean, what's your hobby?
Tennis.
Is it your hobby? Do you play it or do you watch it?
I watch it every day, as you know, but I like to play, and I just haven't had time because of the kids and
okay, so you're not making time for yourself then. So really, you're
probably not.
both.
Well, but so I actually like you. Before you came out, I was doing an edit. Oh God, this edit is so much fun. It feels like play. So
it's not playing tennis, though, is it?
It's not playing tennis, but kind of my work is my hobby-ish sometimes, not all the time.
So your work is actually your hobby, not tennis.
Kinda, I'd say.
So your work is your hobby.
Yeah.
What do you do for yourself? You work.
I do. I work a lot.
But you work to make money to pay the bills of the house.
Yeah, but sometimes I wonder if I'd be like, I don't do everything for like top rate. So like sometimes it's just I want to do that. So
I guess it's more of a philosophical thought process.
I mean, we could go there.
Yeah. Have you really achieved that alone time?
I have alone time all the time. Yeah, like during a day, like I just take a minute. I can like just alone time.
Just have a nap.
Like right now.
That's called a nap.
Right now, blacked out. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've done that. So I know what you do for a living. Are you aware that in the sibling group that we have, brothers and sisters, that you're referred to as the best of all of us?
Yeah, so you've told me that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me that, which is quite nice to kind of think about, really. You know, I quite like it. Yeah.
Well, it's almost like you got to see everyone mess up.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and so, I mean, obviously you avoided the worst of that, but did you, like, keep some of the bad stuff just to...
I think to be a Poulton, you've got to have some bad traits.
Yes, you've got to have, raising a wolf pack, you've got to be savage a little bit. What makes you happy?
What makes me happy? Well, that's a really deep question, is that? What makes me happy?
I mean, sandwiches make me happy.
Sandwiches? That's a materialistic thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I guess what makes me happy is just having a smile on my face. What causes that smile, I don't care. It could be the kids doing something cute. It could be seeing them play with their cousins. It could be seeing the wife do something she's happy with. Mm-hmm. You know, I guess what makes me happy is those moments that you capture, that you just think, this is what I've created.
Peace is mine. I think peace is the goal. I think people chase happiness. I think it's an amorphous, elusive thing. I think peace is the goal, and if you've got peace, you have the chance of being happy.
But you can have peace in chaos, which is
you
nice.
can if you can achieve that in chaos. It's great. What's the secret to being a good dad so far? Because that's an evolving question.
Providing a safe environment for them to develop, expand, and grow.
Safe environments.
Yeah.
Super safe environment. Safe environments for your kids. I call it mobile containment. So parenting for me is keep them alive. If you've kept them alive at the end of the day, you've won. And the way I do that is I they don't even know they're in a cage, but they are, essentially. Like the living room, the doors are locked and stuff. Play all you want, create a safe space and let them run free.
But then your door's forever open.
God, isn't it just? This neighborhood's nuts. Do you think your two boys, you've got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, will rule one day? And if so, what will they rule, do you think?
So at some point they are going to rule the house.
Yes.
That's, I guess, a dad's sort of greatest wish is that when you are away, that your kids provide that protection for their mum.
Yes.
And so I think, are they going to rule the country? I don't know. I don't really care, if I'm honest. But I just want my kids to rule their own lives and rule the house when I'm not there.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a good one. When was the last time you got pissed and fell into a bush?
Oh, man. So I've had years of drinking, to be honest. I mean, not in a bad way.
Yeah, I mean, we're British.
Yeah.
And you live in Scotland too.
When have I fallen into a bush? I mean, that's been a while since I've done that.
Yeah.
Stupid crap. Yeah, I do stupid crap all the time
Yeah.
when we're drinking, Sure. Me and you sitting out in your back garden drinking a bottle of whiskey or getting eaten alive,
By mosquitoes.
By mosquitoes, yeah. Like, I know there's mosquitoes here. Yeah, I still do it.
Yeah. Mosquitoes are nuts.
Yeah, like jumping into a bush, man. Yeah, it's been a while since I've jumped into a bush.
Those...
I tend to learn from that, though.
Yeah.
Now I'll just I remember a time with my mates when they pushed me into the side of a bus.
Really? A moving bus?
We were all pissed. Yeah. I bounced off it,
Bounced off?
Yeah, I was on...
You're stout, fella.
I was in Croatia recently with a bunch of friends on a rugby tour.
Yeah.
What did we do there? Yeah, you throwing each other off chairs and stuff like this.
Yeah, that's my next question, actually. So what is rugby? Because potential American audience, and why do you do it?
So a really good question. So rugby, when we talk about, safety, rugby's probably one of those sports that's developed over the last few years to become even more safe, I guess. Even tackling's changed everything. I played rugby. A friend of mine took me once. He said, "Steve, I need some moral support. Can you come with me? I'm a bit scared. Can you come with me and just have a training session back home where we were born?" And so I went, and I loved it. I didn't really know what I was doing. I probably still don't, if I'm honest. But a guy then said to me, he said, Steve, if you don't have the ball, get the ball. If you've got the ball, run it over that line. If you can't get it over that line, pass it to someone else. And I've kind of lived by that. And but rugby, in a rugby game, it's the, I think everyone needs an aggression output. And maybe that's your tennis. Maybe it's when you smash that ball with a forehand. That's your aggression. For me, it's the tackle. So I've only ever got into a fight on a rugby pitch.
Really?
I've not got into a fight outside of rugby because rugby is my outlet. And it's quite quite telling because I had a period of time where I stopped playing rugby and I made a bit of a commitment last year to get back into it. To start playing again.
So every time you go play rugby, you end up breaking a finger or fracturing something or spraining something.
Not
Really?
No, I broke a finger when I played football. Football's the worst sport in the world. Soccer to you guys, I just don't get it.
Really?
I do get it, but I just don't like it.
I like it.
Rugby is the best.
Yeah. So in an NFL game, when they're like pitching a Hail Mary and they're trying to get it down the field, they're always throwing it backwards. I don't know quite what the rules are with the American football in that regard, but that looks a lot like rugby. So a bunch of dudes throwing the ball backwards, moving down the field, right?
A lot of pads on.
A lot of pads and just getting trashed. And is there like any rules as to how a rugby player can take, is it legs?
Yeah, man, there's loads. It's developed a lot now. Like you have to go at a certain height, you have to wrap up, there's all sorts now you have to do. But it doesn't matter. It's just tackle.
And you do it because it's your aggression thing. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, so best thing about England and the worst thing about England from a British person.
The best thing about England and the worst thing. Man, it's really difficult, man. It's really deep. Like, I guess the worst thing about England is, I think England is a failure of its own success.
How so?
It's become a very inclusive and diverse country, but it's also its greatest weakness. You look at the news nowadays, there's a lot of protests about the sort of the immigrants coming across the channel, but England is a very welcoming country, and I do like that about England. But I think sometimes, and this is where I think America is pretty good. Like, America is extremely patriotic.
It is.
When you like at the airport, I like being at the airport when they talk about military personnel and veterans go first, and I think that's great.
They didn't do that in the UK?
No.
Oh.
In the UK, like, family and kids can go first, but I do like the patriotism that Americans have, and I wish England would have probably a little bit more of that. But I think England is either all or nothing, and I think we need to find that middle ground. But what I like about England is also partly what I don't like about England. We are very welcoming. We are very, kind of open arms. But I also think we are our own failure of that as well. Whereas, like I say, I think that's probably why I quite like coming to America.
Speaking about the differences between the two countries, how do you feel coming over here with the customer service that you get in America?
Yeah, man, it's peaks and troughs, isn't it? Like, you get some of the border patrol like interrogating you for unnecessary reasons, and you're like, I never forget one border patrol person at the gate. He was like, "Where do you live?" I was like, "York." Your passport says Bury St Edmunds. I was like, "But that says where I was born." And he was like, "You're getting smart at me." I was like,
no, that's just the fact.
It's just the fact.
Yes.
And then he got really deep. He was like, "Hey, is your mum and dad still alive?" I was like, "No, my mum's dead." And he was like, "How do you feel about that?"
Mum's dead?
And that was, oh yeah, sorry, man. I forgot to tell you that. And this guy, I think he just had a bit of a power trip. Equally.
You get that at TSA sometimes. You do.
But the customer service is great. Like, the tipping thing's a bit, sometimes there's this mandatory thing you've got to tip people, like at checkouts. Like, you've got to tip the people at the checkouts, yet they don't talk to you. Because the whole business of a supermarket is to get you through, get you in, get you out. And so, like, they don't talk to you, yet they want to tip. So
I find that the customer service in America is pretty good. I mean, we went, one of the times we came over to England, we took the whole family out to this restaurant, and we were sitting in that restaurant for, I'm not joking, an hour before, like, there's nothing coming out. No one cares. It's almost like an imposition for people to serve you in the UK. Yeah, I'm sure that's true. Whatever. So 2 more questions. If I were to make you my brand ambassador, what terms would you use to introduce me to strangers?
Introduce you to strangers.
Yes.
You are a driven individual who understands the heart of businesses very quickly and looks to promote them beyond what the client thinks they need.
That is one of the nicest things you've ever said to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that. What does the future hold for you?
What does the future hold? You know what? Years ago, I used to live by Graham, our other brother. Used to talk about 10-year plans, 5-year plans. But after Mum died and we lost a kid, I sacked off plans, future plans. And for me, it's just about having a smile on your face, doing what you love. If you're not doing what you love, figuring out a way to get what you love. And, I've got 2 young kids now, we lost a child who we think about as our 3rd child, and we brought him out here with the ashes that we have, and we scattered him. I've never seen your wife cry, and she had a little tear in her eye when we took P's ashes to Florida, and we scattered them over the beach. And, your wife had a little tear because she was like, what is this? And me and Tash, we got P cremated, and we take him on all our travels. He's over the Grand Canyon, he's in Japan, he's in China, he's all over the world. And for me, the future is just about living for the now, appreciating our memories, and striving to always develop and learn something new. I think we should always learn something. Every day we should learn. What that is, I don't know.
Enough said. Love you, dude.
Love you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, cool.